Hey guys, what is going on? It's your girl MGFG, and today I'm just in here partying with some villagers. Check it out. Today I am going to be showing you guys how to create, oh hello there, wow, zoom in. I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a disco ball, yeah, a disco ball guys, in Minecraft 1.11.2 and up. Of course it could be 1.11 and up, but you know, I'm just saying 1.11.2 because that is the current version of Minecraft that is out right at this moment. This is all using shulkers. Now, not just regular shulkers. As you all should know, Minecraft has added in the 1.11 update something called a shulker box. Now, a shulker box is pretty much just a backpack in Minecraft. It's like a chest, only when you break it, it keeps all the items in there, like an ender chest, only you can have multiple of them. You might think it's as easy as tapping them with dye like this. See, I am clicking and it just does not die. That is not how this works. Although this does work in Pocket Edition, going up to a shulker and dyeing it and holding it down, but it does not work in the PC version of Minecraft. The only way to dye shulkers in the PC version of Minecraft is through commands, and the command will be in the description. Just copy and paste it into the game and go right next to the shulker that you want to dye. So once you do that, you just change to whatever color you want to be. So first of all, if you don't know what the color commands are in the game, just go to your building blocks right over here and you'll see the wools. The wools are one example, and then there's the hardened clays. I think it's also the dyes, anything that's in a color pattern like this. So it's pretty much the wool. This color wool is 0. See the little tag at the very end that says 0? That's the tag for that. And then there's 1, 2, 3, and so on for all the colors. So whatever is in that menu will go into this, and then you just remove whatever, and then you just remove the 1 to whatever color you want to dye it to. So for now, the blocks you're going to need are going to be a spare block. It's probably a good idea to have some spare blocks. A block of redstone piston, a spawn shulker egg. Unfortunately, you can't do this in survival unless you're really big tryhard and you want to go to the end city and grab shulkers. You know, if you want to do that, that's fine. And I would recommend a very, very powerful axe and or sword to kill the shulkers if you accidentally place one in the wrong place. So what we're going to do is just spawn a bunch of shulkers one away from each other so it's easier to dye them, since we're using the command involves the shulker that is standing closest to you. So if we put it closest to both of them, it probably won't work because it will probably either dye both of them or just one of them, and it might not be the one we don't want to dye. Once you have the amount of shulkers you want, you are ready to move on to the next step. So what we can do is go to the very first shulker we spawned, or the very end, it really doesn't matter, and we can start the dyeing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the color tag, which is right around here, and we're just going to do 1 to start out. We start out with orange, and now we are going to go with 2, which is purple. And this is pretty much what you're going to do. And if you find a color that you don't like black, you can always change it to a different color. So just continue this process until you have the right amount. And see, I don't want gray in mine, so I'm going to skip to 8. And I also want that. I don't want that in there, so I'm going to go to 9. So yeah, just continue this process until you have the amount of colors and shulkers you want. Once you've dyed all the shulker colors that you wanted, you're ready to move on to the next step. Now we can start combining them to the disco ball form. So what we can do is grab a block that is unmovable by pistons. So if you're in survival mode, I would recommend doing a furnace. And if you're in creative, you can do bedrock, but it really doesn't matter what you do. I just prefer bedrock. Why? I have no idea. So just place that on the very end, or where you want your disco ball to form. So the orange will be the base color for it. It really doesn't matter what color you want to do for the base, because they all will show up eventually. So what we're going to do is go down to the very end and place a piston right here next to this red one, and then place a block of redstone right next to that piston, activating it, and then it should go next to this blue one, or in your case, whatever color is right there. So then you're going to place your piston right there, same process, and put it right in, and you should see that it's sort of like a glitchy type of rainbow type thing as soon as they start to move. So what we're going to see right there, so we're going to place the piston right there, move it again, and just continue this process until we get to the very, very end, which will be the bedrock and the orange shulker. As you can see, we have made it to the very end, which is our bedrock, and you can see it looks pretty much like a disco ball. It moves in different colors and yeah, stuff like that. And if we wanted it to be a lot like our little setup over here, where it's hooked onto a little lead, it looks like a disco ball hanging by a string, we can do that as long as we do the shulker thing in mid-air. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. So this is where our spare block would come in. We sort of build up as high as we want to. Shouldn't be too high just because we're using leads. So what we're going to do is place our floor. Actually, we would not place our shulker right there. That's where our axe comes in. We're probably going to place our bedrock right here, and then going off of that, we are going to go all the way across to where we think it would end, and then break those, and then just spawn our shulkers just like we did before, and then we can dye them just like we did before. Once you have all your shulkers dyed how you want them and in the positions you want them, the positions really don't matter, but you know what, whatever you want, put in this design. So pretty much what we're going to do is the exact same thing. Place a piston, block of redstone, and break those things. Piston, block of redstone, and then piston, block of redstone, and you get the idea. Just repeat this process until the rest of the shulkers get to the bedrock. And once you have it to the very end where your bedrock is, do not, and I repeat, do not break the block under these shulkers. And if you do, let me show you what happens. I did it earlier, and it was a block right about where my feet are, and well, they sort of scatter all over the place. So I recommend not doing that. Break all the blocks except the block underneath the shulkers. And now what we can do is grab our spare block and build up just a little bit, and do not place a block on top of these guys and they will all despawn. I believe that's what will happen. That's what happened the last time I did that. And then leave a floating block right on the top just like that. And then we're going to grab a fence, any color you want. And actually I changed my mind. I wanted to use birch because it looks cool with this clay. Anyway, now we're going to grab a spawn chicken egg and a lead. Then you can grab a name tag and a anvil. Once you have those things, what you're going to do is name your anvil something very random. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It could just be a dot for all I carry. So I'm just going to do a smiley face because we are happy people. So once you have your name tag, this is what you're going to use to spawn your chicken and name it. So pretty much why you need to name the chicken and why you need a chicken in the first place is because that is what gives this cool effect over here to where it's pretty much hanging by like a thread or something. And the name for the chicken helps it to not despawn. What we're gonna do is pretty much place like maybe we'll place a couple blocks underneath this, maybe just one, so the chicken, you know, it's like, you know, so we're going to place this. No, there you go. And now we've got the happy face guy, and then we are going to place the lead right there, and we have to sort of push this chicken in there. There we go, we can do that. And then we're sort of gonna block him in just a little bit. There we go. Block him in just like that. Just cover up the hole just a little bit, and if we wanted to, we can make this sort of like the floor of our house or wherever we want it to be. Then what you can do is sort of block up this little fence post if you wanted to. In my opinion, it looks a little bit better, but it's up to you. Then you should have something like this, and then you are done with your disco ball. It looks really great. The only downside about it is you can't have it like floating like a normal disco ball is. Not floating, but hanging by a thread in midair. Unfortunately, because if you break the block under a shulker, it will, you know, disperse into random places. One little note before I leave you guys today. If you were to make this for like your server or like a mini game or something, I recommend having the players being in creative mode for this if there's any way possible, because, well, if you put yourself in survival for this, it's not going to be pretty, because they're just going to be shooting and then they'll be killing themselves, because as they fire they'll be hitting each other and maybe it might hit you. So yeah, I just recommend doing this in creative and making this a creative mini game or however you plan to use this. And if you use this in a creative sort of way, or any way you use this in fact, be sure to tweet it to me, a screenshot of what you did in game at YouTube MGFG, and if it's good, I will put this in a video. I will put your idea in a video and credit you. Thank you all oh so very much for watching this video, and of course, if you did enjoy it, please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And if you're new to my channel and you wanted to subscribe, and if you did subscribe, whoa, hello Shulkers, man, they're really having a party inside there. Be sure to tell me in the comment if you subscribed for the first time, and I will like your comment, I will heart your comment, and I will reply to your comment, obviously. Thank you all oh so very, very much for watching, and I will see you guys, woo, oh yeah, in the next video. Stay tuned for more.